guys, then I'm really glad. So welcome to this class as well. I can see Kevin Bryan is saying a lot mostly in adjustment in mindset and emotional growing. That was fantastic. Thank you so much, Kevin Bryan, for the amazing feedback. So yeah, I just hope it was amazing. Probably I will be posting the recording on YouTube. For the previous class I did record. This one I'm not thinking that I'm going to record. I don't think I want to record this one, because why would you miss the class and then you expect me to just post you the recording? So probably you'll be able to attend the next one. Yeah, there needs to be some sort of sacrifice to both of us, because it's also a sacrifice for me to just spare time and be here with you guys. Don't you think? Yeah, it is a sacrifice. So you also have to sacrifice somehow. So we're just gonna get into it. So I will be going through the questions you'll be texting on the chat box. That will make it easier for me to go through a few more things. I think in mind, I just want to take you guys through mostly basic market structure, and I promised you guys 5 sessions. We've already done one. Today is the second. We have 3 more sessions. So I want us to just do like a skeleton of what you expect in the forex market. So today we are going to be doing market structure. I'm going to be combining a lot on market structure. We're going to be looking at breakout structures. We look at liquidity, basic liquidity, and stuff like that. Probably if time allows, we'll look at a few charts, and if anyone has a question, then we will be able to answer this the same question. So under market structure, I told you, or not, I didn't tell you guys, I'm telling you that there are 3 types of markets. I'm removed. How? No, I just click the link again, or maybe try with a different email. I'm not sure. You can't be removed. Yeah. Sure. So what are we talking? What were we talking about? And our market structure, I told you guys that we have we are going to be looking at the 3 major types of markets that we have. And the first type of market is we're going to be looking at is ranging markets. So that's the first type of market. The second type of market is going to be choppy markets. And the last type of market is trending markets. Now, we're going to be starting with ranging, choppy, then trending, because trending has some more digging to do. So with ranging markets, just for them, from the name ranging markets, just ideally basically means that this is a market where price is ranging within a specific or is trading within a specific range of prices. Okay, so ideally this is the same model that people who trade support and resistance trade. Myself, I don't trade support and resistance, but it's very important and crucial that you understand it, because it can be a confluence. It doesn't matter. It's not entirely the model that you will be trading or that you can be trading, but it's very important that you understand because it can be a confluence. And then most of the times, these retested zones act as liquidity pools most of the times. So basically, this is how a ranging market would look like. Okay, so you expect to see price reversing from a certain range, from a certain price point, almost a number of times. The first time, the second time, the third time, you're seeing it reverse from that point quite a number of times. You can see, for instance, this for the case that I'm drawing, that I've drawn here, you can see price ilianzia hapa hivi, stretched all the way here, and then we saw prices stretching lower all the way back here, and then we see price again stretching higher all the way, stretching lower, stretching higher. You see, that's what we call ranging. So most of the times, you ideally people who trade support resistance would be waiting for prices to get back again to this sorry. Now these ranges, these here juu tunaitanga resistance, na here hapa chini tunaita support. Okay, within the range. Okay, so here juu tunaita resistance, here chini tunaita support. So most of the time what wana trade support and resistance watakuwa wana expect price ita come back hapa hivi, achukue sell yake hapo hivyo polite, akitarget wapi, akitarget hii low ya huku chini hivyo, na unaweka tu stop loss yako slightly above, because sometimes we can be having manipulation. But it's very, very important, tricky when you're trading support and resistance, because ideally my analogy usually is the more the number of times price reverses from a particular price point, the higher the chances of it failing. I don't know if that point is home. The more the number of times price reverse from a from a certain price point, the higher the chances of it failing eventually. Okay? Because idea, let me explain in layman's language. Assume hii hapa juu kwa support na hapa chini kwa resistance, tuko na nini? Hapa juu kwa support na hapa chini kwa resistance, tuko na nini? Tuko na mahindi. Sema mahindi. We'll type mahindi hapo kwa chat box kama tunasikizana. Type mahindi, mimi siwezi explainia hivi na MTBB. Sema mahindi. Yeah. So now, like ideally, assuming hapa hivi kuna mahindi na hapa hivi kuna mahindi. Sawa. Unaona hapa hivi price ina stretch mpaka hapa juu, inarudi chini. Inarudi juu. So for instance, ni wewe mwenye unakimbia, hii price ni wewe. Kulikuwa na mahindi hapa hivi. Ukakuja mara ya kwanza ukaokota hiyo mahindi kutoka kwa gorogoro. Ukakuja mara ya pili ukaokota. Si mahindi inaendelea kudeplete. Okay? So hii mahindi ndio orders zetu. The more the number of times price is reacting from this price point, the more the orders are getting depleted. Una get. So price inakuja ina pick the orders. Because the actual reason why price is reacting from a specific zone is because we are having unfilled orders hapo hivyo. Okay, we are having orders that are still there. We are having sell limit orders in ziko placed hapa hivi. So to expect price itakuja hapa, ipick hizo sell orders, it drop. Zenye zilibaki tena price itakam, ipick, eventually hizo orders ina get depleted. Kwa namna gani? Okay? So once the orders get depleted now, what happens is you'll get the first thing you'll notice whenever you want to realize that the orders are getting depleted is utaanza kuona ni kama price ina stretch past this resistance before irudi. Okay? Hii inaanza kukuonyesha kwamba the orders are starting to get depleted, like there are not enough sellers that are here now. Sasa sellers walikuwa hapa hivi, the strong sell orders that were here are getting depleted eventually. Okay? Are we together up to that point? So mahindi zinaisha. Mahindi zinaisha. So as the mahindi depletes, utapata now eventually what happens is the next time price inakuja, this time price ilikuja ikafika juu kidogo na ikarudi. The next time price inaenda kuenda. Sasa wakati huu utapata kwamba soko limekubaka kwa muda huu, kwa maana wewe utakuwa umeweka sell limit orders zako hapa hivi. So kinyi ambacho kitafanyika ni soko litakupanua na likufanyie forex. Tumeelewana hapo? Okay, so you want to find, so okay, the main point here, or what I'm ideally trying to send home is understand that the more the number of times price reacts from a specific price points, the higher the chances of this price point failing next time when price comes. Okay, that's the actual reason why we usually, even those guys who are already trading, that's the actual reason why we usually trade unmitigated order blocks. Order blocks zenye ziko tested, because now these are the order blocks that you sure they still have virgin orders, unlike your girlfriends who are not virgins. Sijui kama mnaelewa hapo. Acha ninyo sharubati kwanza. Bati yanapungua. Are we together up to that point? Yeah? So that is the first type of market. And I hope you have understood. Kama kuna swali, tafadhali liulizo hapo kwa chat box nijibu kuhusu ranging markets before we go to the next type of market. Umeelewa kabisa? If you have understood, just type understood or yes, something, so that I know we are together. You guys are understanding, yeah? Nice one, nice one. If you guys are understanding, then we go to the next type of market. The next type of market is choppy markets, okay? Now, under choppy markets, okay, hapa hivi kwa ranging markets usually denote that there is balance between buyers and sellers. Unaona? Because unaona buyers wana take control, wanafika hapa juu, inafika hapa, ni kama tu wewe, weekdays uko na manzi yako, weekendi anachukuliwa. Unarudishiwa weekdays, weekendi anachukuliwa. Ni hivyo, like ni So ni hivyo tu, like the buyers and sellers are in control, are both in control. You and the guy smashing your girlfriend are both in control. Ni ile tu mna take turns. So unapata hapa hivi buyers take control and then sellers take control for some time and then buyers take control for some time, sellers take control. Ni hivyo. Naona venye mchezo unakuwa. Ni hivyo. I hope you're together. Nobody is dominating the market. Both of you are controlling. Anyway, so it just basically means that there's balance between buyers and sellers. The next type of market is choppy markets. Now, the choppy markets, from the word choppy, it's a market where you're clearly not understanding whether the market is bullish, bearish, ranging. Like the market is, you don't have a clear trend. There's nothing that is forming for you to take a trend. Okay? So hapa hivi unapata market iko scattered. Unapata market inafika huku, inarudi huku, inaenda huko, inakuja, like the market is not giving you a clear something to work with. Okay, just like the way your girlfriend sometimes anakutext wakati anahitaji pesa, alafu ananyamaza, anatulia, alafu atakuja kukuitisha tena, atakuja kukuongelesha wakati anahitaji pesa nini hivyo. Ama just like yourself, sometimes you only text that girl the day you're feeling like, oh, leo baridi imezidi, alafu utamnyamazia, ignore hivyo. Unaona sasa, that is how, or that is what we call a choppy market. Okay, you're clearly not seeing, there's no trend formation. Okay, there's nothing you can understand from such a market, and most of the times you have to stay away from these markets. No, not most of the times, all the times. Ukijipata unajaribu kutrade such kind of a markets, wewe jua kwamba soko litakubaka. Muda wote utajipata katika soko kama hili. Fahamu kwamba hakuna tofauti litakalotendeka ila soko kukubaka. Okay? Yeah. Don't trade any markets that you're seeing no clear trends. Okay? Anyway, I can see you guys are having fun on the chat box. I can see. Yeah, but then yeah. So that is the choppy markets. The third type of markets is trending markets. Okay, I'm just giving you an overview because of time. We have to save time. Yeah. Now the third type of markets, which is very important, is trending markets. Now under trending markets, of course, we have two types of markets. Okay. Yeah, under trending markets, just like maybe even on TikTok, there are two things that can be trending. Two types of markets. One is the okay, let me just not go that direction. But trending markets, we have bullish and bearish markets. Okay, yeah. So now these are markets that are giving you a clear, direction. The market is either going high or going low. The way I'm high today. You guys noticing that? Yeah. So the market can be either bullish or bearish, and when we see what we are saying, the market being bullish is when the market is wakati market inaenda juu. No. Okay. Wakati market inaenda juu, in layman's language, that's when we say the market is bullish. When the market is buying, we call that a bullish market. The bulls are in control of the market. Okay. Okay, give me a minute. Let me talk to someone here on my TikTok. Elsie, why are you not? Yeah. Okay, so that is what we call a bullish market. A bullish market is basically a market that is stretching higher. Now, ideally, what you're seeing is, in as much as market, tunasema market inaenda high, si mnaona hata nyinyi niko high alafu napungua, na inaenda high alafu napungua, si mnaona? Yeah? Niko high alafu narudi chini, niko high alafu. So that is the same way, that is what we call a bullish market. As yet sasa juu it's a bullish market ama market inaenda juu, sasa una-expect kuona tu market imeenda tu straight hivi kama soko imembao. No. Na get. That's not what you expect. You expect to see because there must be we must have both players in the market. Okay, there must be both players for us to have enough liquidity to continue pushing higher. For us to continue pushing higher, we must see those sellers also get in to generate liquidity. Okay, so now that is what you call a bullish market. Now, what is a bullish market? Just from the example you're seeing on your screens, let your blind is a bullish market is basically a market that is creating a series of higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows. Now, what are higher highs and higher lows? A higher high ni high unaona hapa juu. Unaona hii high ndio tunaita higher high. Ndio tunaita higher high. Okay? Ni higher high. Ndio. Alafu hii tunaitaje? Hii tunaita higher high, tena tunaita hii higher high, tena tunaita hiyo higher high. So hizo ni higher highs zote. So, and then the higher lows. So the market is creating a higher high and then a higher low. This now is what we call a higher low. Na hapa hivi ndio tunaita sasa nini? Higher low. Higher low. So that is what we call a bullish market. So basically, what you would say if anyone asked you about a bullish market is basically a market that is forming a series of higher highs and higher lows. The same thing oppositely for a bearish market. Okay, if I was your high school teacher, maybe I made his income today in the market, just joking. I just felt like you know. Your high school teacher could have told you and vice versa, but I will not. I will show you the example of the other one as well. Okay, me, I will show you. He would have told you and vice versa. Yeah. Okay, and I like so that will do that. That is a bearish market. Now we're having a series of the opposite. So in this case, we're having a series of a bearish market is basically a market that is creating a series of lower lows and lower highs. Now, easy lows that this case, yeah, in this case, easy lows tunazita nini? Lower lows. So in short, as a Forex guy, make your relationship tasty sometimes. Usiambe msichana wako ati nipe hiyo nini. Mwambie, I want your lower low today. I want your lower low. I feel like I need your lower low today. And guys, make it interesting. Nisiwafunze kila kitu hata nyinyi. Mwambie today I'm feeling like I want your lower low. Najua mnashindwa kusema hiyo kitu jina. Ukiomba. Ukiomba akwambie unataka nini? Utamwambia aje? Lower, give me your lower low. Okay? Mimi naweza kuwa relationship coach, ndio guys. So hiyo ni lower low, then hiyo ni lower low ingine, and then hiyo ni lower low ingine. Yeah. Yeah. And some hata hizo zingine pia mnaweza omba kama double tops. Okay? Hizo ni double tops. Like ni tops zinaonyesha reversal to the lower lows. Like guys, come on. So this is a series of lower lows and lower highs. Now these highs are what we call lower highs. I don't know if you guys are getting that. In case you get any problem understanding anything, by the way, guys, you just ask hapo not kwa comment section, kwa chat box. Be sure I will be able to answer you. Nisifike huko mwisho alafu tupate ujielewa. Let this session not be fruitful to you guys, okay? Ni huko high. Yeah. So yeah. So that is what we call a bearish market. Now what you're noticing is this kind of market. What you're noticing is for this kind of market is you can see price is not taking out the lows. Unaona easy lows for the bullish case. Unaona easy lows, price haifiki kwa easy lows. Si unaona price haifiki kwa easy bullish for the bullish case. Unaona price inabaki hapo hivyo. So in this case now, hata hapa hivi unaona hii low, hata hii low ingine unaona price haifiki kwa hizo lows. That is what we say now, price is respecting the lows. So and the other thing you can say is, whenever you are seeing a bullish market, it ideally means, or basically a bullish market is a market that is creating a series of higher highs, higher lows, or a market that is respecting the lows. Respecting the lows inamaanisha price high-tech the lows. Yeah. For anyone who is in this Google Meet, na unaona hauoni screen, inamaanisha you're having a problem with your network. You just exit and come back. That's the only thing you do. You exit and then unarudi. Okay? Na exit alafu unarudi. That's the only way out. Yeah. Hata hapa hivi kwa lower highs and lower kwa the bearish for the bearish market unaona ni the opposite, the highs ndio zinabaki kuwa invalidated. So hapa hivi tu hakuna rocket science unless tu uamue kuweka tu vitu zikuwe ngumu, but mi sioni kama kuna rocket science hapo kwa kila kitu yenye nime explain so far. Iko kweli? Kuna rocket science kweli? Ni kama network ina liquidate. Are you guys understanding what I've explained so far? You guys are understanding? Yeah, so basically that's just it, guys. That's just it. What has been hard? What has been hard identifying these three types of markets? If you're able to identify these three types of markets, by the way, in the markets clearly, foundation umeiset, enda kunywa pombe sasa. Foundation iko sawa kabisa if you basically understand this market structure, because that's the most basic thing to do. We're together. Fantastic. Now we'll get into something different. Because now we have to rush. Now from that, I want us to look at something we call break of structures and change of characters. I don't know if I will complete because I can see probably I need okay, let me just drink water and continue. Ndio nimesema nikunywe maji niendelee. Mimi unajua mkininunulia tu Sprite nikalishe kwa hii kiti, mninunulie tu Sprite mingi tu, naweza kaa tu hapa na nyinyi hadi kesho. Mtu jua kuna delivery guy huku hivi. Nilete tu na Sprite, sasa niongeza kwanza Sprite kidogo. Unajua Sprite ndio inajini. Mother Obinju, we are going to be seeing if that is the problem. You know, there are so many things there are so many factors that usually, by the way, determine if you're going to be a profitable trader or not. There are so many. If you're not going to be yeah. So break of structures and change of characters or market structure shift. Now, what is a break of structure? I want you guys to tell me on the chat box what is a break of structure according to what you already know, apart from my students, of course. Don't want anyone I've already told or taught to mention. I can see Nathaniel is saying break of trend continuation. Haitaki hata niki left admin. Nini haitaki. Guys, you guys don't have an idea what a break of structure is. When is when the market breaks the previous high. That is Bethwell. Someone else? Break over previous high, low, break over high or low, in the trend direction. Sasa nyinyi nawaambia msipeane idea na mnakuja kupeana idea. Yeah? So, a break of structure is basically a break of a high or a low in the trend direction. I don't know if you guys are understanding that. Is a break of a high or a low in the trend direction. A break of structure is a break of a high or a low in the trend direction. Niandike hiyo. I'm a caring. Mimi niko very caring. I'm not like your boyfriends for the ladies. I'm a very caring human being. I will write for you. Huh? What is a break of structure? It's a break of a high or a low in the trend direction. Yeah. At least I care. I care. I do care. Yeah. So it's a break of a high or a low in the trend direction. So the first thing is you're noticing here there must be a trend direction. So you clearly have to see the market either bullish or bearish. For instance, yes, let's just use the first instant where the market is bullish. Okay. So where do we mark our break of structure? It's a break of a high or a low in the trend direction. So for what? For a bullish case, we must be breaking highs, because that is the trend direction for a bullish case. Mliona in this example hapo juu nilikuwa naonyesha venye the market is respecting the lows. And now what happens, or what do we call the market breaking the highs? No, hapa hivi. This is what we call a break of structure. Okay, that's what we call a break of structure. A break of a high or a low in the trend direction. A break of a high in the trend direction for a bullish case. That's what we call a break of structure. Now, I've had cases, and I want you guys to be in here. I've had cases where I tell you to go mark for me a few break of structures and show me, and you mark here. Kinodia, are you normal? Are you normal? Which high or low has been broken there? And I know some of you will laugh and brush it off, but it happens very many times. Because it's not the first time I'm doing mentorship. I'm telling you that this is how sometimes you guys mark your break of structures. Okay? You tell me if in your right sense of mind, how is this a break? How is this a break? What has been broken here? What has been broken here? Yeah? What has been broken there, Kinodia? Sometimes just mark the high that has been broken and not, like in layman's language, for a beginner to understand, not tunaanza kumark hii line tunaiweka tunaanza kumark from the left to the right. We start marking from history to future. Acha niongeze sharubati kidogo. Hapo tuko sawa? Omari, that's enough. Omari, they have said that's enough. What has Omari done, guys? Come down. Okay, yeah. For the bearish case, just the same thing. For the bearish case, I've told you, I will show you. I'm not like your high school teacher who will tell you, and vice versa, or your chemistry teacher. I will show you. For the bearish case, you see, it's the lows that get broken, because you see what is happening to the highs is we see the highs are getting respected. We are not seeing price trade above the highs for a bearish case. If it does, then that we have a different case. Okay, for this particular case, where do we mark our breakout structures? Here, this is where we mark our breakout structures. Hapa kwenda chini. Any break kwenda chini wakati tuko na bearish market, hiyo ndo tunasema ni break of structure. Any break kwenda juu wakati tuko in a bullish market, that's what we call a break of structure, until we go, or we do the opposite of what the market is doing. Tuko sawa hadi hapo? Sema yes. Otherwise, kwa nini wewe unasumbuka? Na deni yako George amekulipia. Shuka zakayo, ingia soko. Leo utapoteza pesa mingi. Bwana mwimbi uko nyuma. So that's how you mark your breakout structures. Just that easy. No rocket science. With that, if there is, ask me here. I will demystify anything that is looking like rocket science to you. Okay. Now, market structure shift. What is a market structure shift? I want you guys to suggest your answers hapo chini. Yeah. What is a market structure shift? Change in state of delivery, change in market delivery, change of character, change of break of structure is break of structure to the opposite direction. Shift to the uptrend or downtrend. What time frame do we mark for the break of structure? Any time frame. We'll be looking at that on the charts now. Kwa nini wewe unasumbuka na deni yako Yesu amekulipia? Guys, I am nimekuja kuwakomboa. It's a change of stingo. Ken amesema change of character is a change of stingo. Okay? Market ikichange style. Sasa itoke kupinduka kwenda huku ipinduke nyuma sasa. Kama ilikuwa inapinduka kwenda hii side, sasa ipinduke kwenda hii side nyingine. Hiyo ndio inaitwa market structure shift. What is there to be worried about? It is basically a break. Okay. I mean it. You write it inside the box. It is a break of a high or a low. Now here, against the trend direction. Ni kama yani venye sasa kuna forest na forex imekuwa ikitrend. Sasa watu wa change to sasa watu waanze kufocus na Harambee Stars. Watu waanze kufocus na Mungai Eve, wasahau mambo ya forest na forex. Okay? Oh my god. So ni hivyo tu. Naona sasa hakuna ugumu hapo. It is basically a break of a high or a low against the trend direction. So for instance, for a bullish case, let me just draw a bullish case. Price in a stretch from Evo, we're seeing that is how the price is stretching. We're having a bullish market, right? So the first, ideally, I've already shown you, I've already told you that this will be what? This will be break of structures. That's a break of structure. That's a break of structure right there. And that is also a break of structure right there. Yeah? So these being break of structures, what would happen if, because price cannot forever be bullish. Yeah? And most of the times it can be forever bullish on a very higher time frame. But now on the time frames we are trading, we'll always be having reversals and pullbacks. So what happens when price does this? That's now what we're talking about. Now this break of a low, because ideally for a bullish case to Mesema, we don't expect to see price breaking the lows. But when it does now, that is what we call a market structure shift or a change of character. Okay, that's what we call a market structure shift or a change of character. I don't know if you guys have understood it. That's what we call a change of character or a market structure shift. Same case, if the market was bearish, you see if the market was bearish. Come here, you arrow. If the market was bearish, same that is how the market is looking like. We are seeing price stretching lower and lower. You see? So this could be all these could have been break of structures. But what would happen, or what then would we be talking about if we see price now stretching all the way higher from where price was? Price stretch all that. See, break of structure. Now this is what we call a market structure shift. Yeah. Don't know if you guys have understood it. I want you guys to be understanding everything that I show you here. Because you know, there's no Messiah coming to save you. You may understand that, Diapo. So that is what we call, that is basically what we could talk about on market structure, on the three types of markets, and breakout structures and change of characters. Now we will dive right into the markets, into the candlesticks, to see these things actualize, because it can be theoretical. I can just be some guy who likes talking a lot like William Ruto and does nothing to show, nothing on the charts. So now George is going to take you right into the markets, show you. Now, this is what you're going to do. The first thing is, let's So what examples do you guys want us to start with? For instance, let's start with ranging markets. Now, the first example of ranging markets is just right before you. You see what has been happening around here with prices. You see what has been happening, just the same thing around here with prices. You see, anytime price has gotten to this point, we have had price stretching higher. Came back again, stretched higher. You can see even this time we have seen prices get in and stretched higher. Same case you see here. Sorry. Same case you see here. Price got here, dropped lower, got here, got here. So this is basically a range. And that is what we talk about that's what we mean when we talk about a ranging market. Anytime price is reacting from a certain point, from a certain price point several times. Okay. But then you see, as time goes by, it's stretching lower and lower. Even the next time price gets in now, we might even see it dropping even further before it continues back in. Okay, I don't know if you guys remember there's a trade we took on NZDJPY. I don't know if it's NZDJPY. Was it NZDJPY? Here. Yeah, you see this trade that we had on NZDJPY. NZDJPY had been. You see here, this was, and you see it. That you see both of them, see lazima uone both the support and resistance. Price can just be reacting from a certain range, but then the one of them is not very clear. You get, yeah. See here, the same case. You see price reacting. So this acted as a confluence. In as much as we wanted to see price react from this order block that we are going to talk about eventually, but you see what happened is before then we used these as a confluence. We first had to see this, we saw this, and we said, yeah, price is reacting probably from this liquidity pool. So we might be having price continue to stretch higher before we took this one. Okay, and eventually you see what happened is price approached your another thing that I didn't mention is anytime you see price stretching to your support or resistance impulsively, just know uko karibu kufunguliwa fanyiwa Forex. So soko litakubaka. Anytime price approaches your order block impulsively, run for your life. I don't know if you guys remember, there's a time the NFPI ya mwezi gold. I think NFPI mwezi gold. Nilikuwa na expect sales. Sijui kama mnakumbuka kwa hii fair value gap. And I even shared this setup on TikTok. Do you guys remember? I had this setup. This one. I don't know if you guys remember. Oh, so you guys don't remember. But yes. But now you see what happened is based on the kind of price action we're having, like based on the kind of way price in approach your fair value gap or your order block, you run for your life. Anytime price approaches your order block impulsively, just know it's going to get violated. You always want to see price approach your order block correctively. Yeah. So this one failed. I didn't take this trade, but then I took this trade. I will explain to you guys. This is what we call now. It becomes it can become a flip. It can become a breaker block, depending on what you want to call it, basically. Yeah, I will talk about that. So let's just focus on what we've talked about. So I've already shown you an example of ranging markets. Most of the times, ranging markets covered when into a lower time frames. For those of us who trade the Asian liquidity, what we usually talk about is what we usually talk about most of the time on the Asian range liquidity is we focus on seeing the Asian session being either choppy or ranging. Okay, Yeah, it's also very important because during these times, that is when we create liquidity. That's when liquidity is created for us for to trade during the London session. Okay. Yeah, and we're gonna talk about. I can see a question. Someone is asking about breaks. If a support or if a resistance is broken, what happens? Blah blah blah. We're gonna talk about that today. We were not focusing on that. That is now strategy building and stuff like that. We're going to look at that. Yeah. The next thing I want us to look at is to understand is now to mark a break of structures and change of characters. Now on the charts, because I think I have like 13 minutes and I don't want to waste much time. I think I've wasted a lot of time joking. Hey, nature jokes, guys. India session next nature jokes. Mnaonaje? Nature jokes. Niko too serious. Nikuje tu hapa na niwaambie tu this is how you mark a break of structure. Haya mmeleo, haya class imeisha. Wezi nini mtafute tu mtu anaweza kufundisha hiyo naye siwezi. Yeah, so now this is how you mark your break of structures. I know the kind of candle you're having here, but let's just not focus there. So that can be your first break of structure, for instance. I want you to focus on now how to mark, not if it's correct or not. For this particular case, if you are looking at price action, it would not be right. But let's focus here. So here we're having another high. So this is where we'll mark our break of structure. I'm focusing on where we will mark our change of character. You know, break of structures can be easy. This is where we'll mark our next break of structure. And then our next break of structure will be here. So all these are break of structures. Now, our next high happens to be this high. Yeah. Now, the high that created, the low that created this high, unaona hiyo low yenye ilikuwa created after tumemark break of structure hiyo low. Hii low ndio inaenda kutupea our change of character. That's how you mark a valid change of character. So this is where you'll start to mark a change of character. And NB, I would have marked to that point, but that is not a change of character because we did not see price closing there. We need to see what? We need to see price closing above or below a break of structure. If it doesn't, then we're having something different that probably can either be or that most probably would be a liquidity sweep. We're going to talk about that in our next session, probably. Okay, so our change of character would be up to this point, a change of character or market structure shift. That is how you mark a valid change of character. I know you could have marked here. I know you could have decided to mark anywhere else, but that is how you mark a valid change of character. Okay, the easiest way is just see where you've marked your last break of structure. Where you marked your last break of structure, that is ideally where you should mark your change of character. Are we together? Hapo umeelewa? That has been a very important point. I don't know if you have understood that. I don't know if you guys have understood that. Yeah. Na sioni mkisema mme understand. Jesus. Ama tuachie hapo. Tuachie hapo. Let's continue. Nionyesha another example, si ndio? Nionyesha another example because I'm very I know break of structures and specifically marking a valid change of character inakwanga na kizungumkuti. Sawa. Naam, semeni naam wenzangu. Now nataka tuangalie this is a very clear skeleton of the market, yeah? So I want us to mark a break of structures and change of characters. So this is where we're going to be having our first break of structure ideally. Let's just say this is where we have our first break of structure. And then our next break of structure ikwe hapa hivi. Yeah. After that, our next breakout structure itakuwa hapa hivi. After that, we will have, this is our next high. So ideally where we'll be having our next breakout structure hapa hivi. So mtu atakuwa aangalii, mtu atakuwa hafocus na the skeleton of the market or how the market skeleton market structure inakaa, anaweza kuja hapa chini aangalie, atafute ya mark hapa hivi change of character. Okay, it's okay. But it also depends on what kind of a trader you are. As well, mnaona hapa hivi. This would be our next breakout structure. Yeah. And then our next breakout structure would be here. I want to focus on where we're going to be having now. This is our next breakout structure. So ideally, it means this is our low for us. If we break this low, it means we're having a change of character. Our next high ni hapa hivi. So this is where we're having our breakout structure. Our next high ni hapa. So this is where we're having our breakout structure here hapa. For our next high. And then this is going to be our last high where we're going to be making our last breakout structure. And then it ideally means that if we mark this as our last breakout structure, our low, if the low that created this high here, so this is where we're going to be marking our change of character. Say hallelujah. Anything else that you're going to be marking here, just know you're just a Kinodia. You're just a Kinodia who is in a short instead of a dress, like the other Kinodias. Tuko sawa hapo, tuko sawa. Hebu sema kama mmeunderstand. Unajua sitakuwa hapa hivi ati nakunywa sharubati, nimeketi tu kwa kiti yangu, nimeweka microphone kama pilot na wa explainia. You're not saying we understood it. We understood it. We are guys. Umeelewa? I can only see two people understanding. What about the rest? Naona watu wawili peke yake kwa chat box. Maajabu. Hii ni maajabu. Najua mmeona giza hapo hivyo. Najua I know some people, this is you guys have been marking differently, some of you. I understand. Mother, invalid fair value gap inamaanisha tu valid, invalid market structure inamaanisha tu change of character. You mark wrongly. That's what we just call out, or it's a fake out. It's not aligning with the skeleton of the market. Because how? So that is how just to mark the breakout structures, change of characters, and yeah, hiyo ndio basic market structure basically. Kuna rocket science iko kwingine, market structure imeisha hivyo. There's nothing else I can show you on market structure. Yeah, right now. Unless now we want to talk about something different. Most probably that something different will be liquidity, and we will be looking at that tomorrow. Tomorrow we will look at that. Probably that's what we look at tomorrow. Together up to that point. Is there anyone with any questions? I'm gonna let you guys. I'm gonna allow you guys explain why you took this trade. The reason why I took this trade is because this fair value gap was supposed to push prices lower for me, but then what happened is prices did not stretch lower. This was during NFP, so I used the same order block to push prices higher. No rocket science there. Okay, and how does someone watch Bloomberg? Mambo ya time frame kuu, signal ya 3 am kila siku, kila mtu akuwe match. Market structure. Sio ndio tumekuwa tukifanya mahindi order block. So what have you guys learned today? What is that one thing that imekuwa confused ama yenye ume benefit from today? Before we conclude. On the chat box. And when do you suggest we have the next class? And it's not this week. This week I'm done. Talk about internal range liquidity. We will. I will write it down. Benefited on the chart, marking valid short, marking market structure shift, Fibonacci retracement Monday. Tuombea sasa, naombea, lazima niweke kwa maombi. Hey, mimi nimekaa hapa kama mchungaji alafu nikose kuombea. Sure. Change of character. I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed by the way you guys are benefited from this session. It's really, really amazing to have seen you guys benefit. Do you guys know that I love you more than your girlfriends and boyfriends do? Just your girlfriend is cheating on you right now. I think the only last faithful female to have ever existed is my girlfriend. The rest, your girlfriend is cheating on you, your boyfriend is cheating on you. I'm here with you this night. Wewe uko hapa hivi, mbona uko na, why you not with your boyfriend and your girlfriend? You're cheating on him as well. You're cheating on him with me. You're here with me. What is cooks? What? Anyway, but I really, really love you guys and keep showing up. It's all going to be okay. It's all going to be, yeah, like mtafika huko penye mnataka kufika. And you know, the fact that you guys are able to activate, it's them that you literally should have been sleeping by now. But then the fact that you guys have taken your time and showed up here, I really pray that it actually plays out well for you guys. And yeah, it is going to just keep showing up. Now, I'm not saying that you show up perfectly every day. No, don't show up perfect. You're never going to be perfect. Huh? You're never going to be perfect. Don't show up every day trying to be perfect. Just show up. Mere showing up and see the kind of results you're going to get. Yeah. Yesterday the market did not teach you well. Okay, it's okay. Wake up today differently. Okay. Today the markets have kicked your ass. Right, left, center. Hata ukiingilia kona gani ukahama mpaka pea bado ukatandikwa. Amka kesho tena. Tunaingia tena. Kwani why are you waking up tomorrow? Why did God give you tomorrow then? If you're not waking up to show up the same energy again. Just wake up. Wake up. One day your sweat is going to pay off. And I'm telling you this from experience, as someone who has experienced it. Yeah? Just show up the same day, the same way every other day, with the same energy. When you won, you woke up very energetic. Leo ungeunda pesa, ungeunda $162. Martin Lekaram, ungeunda $162 leo. Kisha ungeamka na saa kingine mwenda ukitaka kuingia kwa hiyo soko kuunda zingine. But what if today imekutreat vibaya, umepiga loss hapo ya $50? Mbona kesho utaki kuamka na energy? Wake up every day. Wake up every day. Okay? Yeah, after all, amka bana. Lazima tu. Mimi nataka nyinyi wote mkuwe na magari, mkuwe na. Tukiamua tunasema guys, leo tuenda Limuru nini? Hivi mlolongo wa magari 600 kama watu wenye wanapanganga line ya kupewa pesa na politicians. Hivyo ndio nataka. Okay? So show up every day. Mambo ikikuwa ngumu, we show up. Kwani hakuna mtu alidedi juu alitia bidii. Hautakuwa wa kwanza, hautakuwa wa mwisho. Hauwezi. Bas kama utadedi pia dedi. Ukufe ukijaribu kukua tajiri kuliko ukufe maskini kabisa. Hatutakusaidia. We will remember what you tried to do. But we can't remember what you didn't even try to do. Okay? Yeah. Easy markets, by the way, ni home. Like, right, left, and center. Hakuna mtu anakupenda wewe kama Forex. Tunaacha nikwambie hivyo. Demi yako anakuangalianga hivi anaona tu venye uko broke. Anaona Forex traders wengine wanaendesha ma-GLE, alafu wewe uko hapa na yeye mnakula sukuma. Hakupendi. Hiyo ni ukweli. Anakuangalianga tu hivi anashangaa huyu nani. Unaambia mamako wewe ni Forex trader, anakuambia wacha ujinga, enda tafuta job. Babako anakuambia enda tafuta job bana, hizi video siku moja Forex itaisha. Ukienda sasa TikTok Unapatana na content creators wanakuambia forex tunafanya ni sim tu. Hakuna mtu anakujali for real. Hakuna. Ni wewe tu ujiamulie mimi wacha ni show up. Juu hii ni story yangu. Hii ni mimi, I'm the one who is writing my own story. Sometimes the only person who can understand you is the other, ni mtu mwingine mwenye mnajaribu kupush na yeye. Okay, that's the whole point why we usually create communities sometimes, so that you get some sense of validation, so that sometimes Samuel Muturi, sometimes mara moja mbili ukituma setups pale kwa Telegram channel na zi hit take profit, I know there's some nice feeling that you get by the wale wase wenye jua mna share setups hapo kwa Telegram channel, mnaweza testify ile day ina hit setup, confidence unaanza kubuild, even unaanza kubuild confidence, so unaweza mimi mnoma hadi nikashare man, hadi unaweza onyesha mabeshte zako, unajua hii setup hadi nikashare kwa wase ndio hii na bado ikahit take profit. That's how you build your confidence. The only person who can understand you ni broker when you buy and sell at the same time. Come on, kid. Anyway, yeah. You get. Ikikuwa ngumu pasuke. Dedi, sasa ulikuwa nataka nikwambie ikikuwa ngumu usikuja uniambie mimi siwezi kusaidia hata mimi. Hata mimi I'm trying also to solve my own problems. Everyone has a problem to their extent. Yeah, just go hard on your charts, not on your MT5. Unajua kuna difference. Usitoke hapa hivi useme wacha ni go hard on my MT5. Deposit pesa yako ya help hapo. Hakuna kitu inaenda kufanyika except you blowing that money. I promise. I can even swear that you're going to blow that money if you deposit it. Go hard only on your charts. Sijasema unini. Sawa. Ikikuwa ngumu, jipe motisha, jiulize, jiambie, why did you even start at in the first point? Like why mbona usacrifice hadi sleep yako ukuja hapa hivi Dagi, Bethwell, Jemo Waish, mbona usacrifice hadi sleep yako ukuja hapa hivi? Alafu siku moja tu uamke useme umegive up. Unajua the only way you can seal your fate. Yeah, the only way you can seal and completely close your fate is by giving up, because now then we already know the outcome. You're a failure. But if you want to keep your odds open, just keep trying. Even if it's a little step you make every day, one day it's going to be so huge. You're going to look back and realize you made a huge step with a little that you are trying to do. So nyinyi mwendelee tu kusukuma bali. Hata mimi siku moja, mimi sijafika place yenye ni nataka kufika. I'm not a multi-millionaire. I don't have any GLEs. Do I? I don't have any GLE. I don't own a home by the way. Mimi sina nyumba, nimesema nimejenga nyumba. No. I am still renting. Maybe the only difference is maybe I'm renting a better house. Or maybe I'm also driving, yes, but not the GLE. Yeah. But at some point I was just like you. I promise. I was just like you. The only thing I had was a dream. Like someday I want to just leave this place. I want to leave Kisii and go try out life elsewhere. And I did. And Mimi is in a papers. I don't have anyway. I don't have anything that has put me here. It's only what you guys are also trying to do. It's the only thing that is going to put you here. I swear to God, that's the only thing. Just consistency and yeah, nothing else. Okay? Yeah. And I'm praying for you guys. Keep showing up. Okay? Yeah. Hebu tuachie hapo bana kabla nikuwe motivational speaker. Unajua mimi nilifungua restaurant yangu ya kwanza na mchele moja. Do you guys oh my God. My God. Anyway, let's just stop from there. We'll talk on our next session, but I hope it has been a successful one. And yeah, uh, let's just finish with our short word of prayer, and then we can go sleep. In case you have any questions, you can always drop them on my inbox. I'll share my WhatsApp number right here. Let me just write it here. In case you have any questions, you just text me on my WhatsApp. Make sure you're on our Telegram channel, because yeah, if you aren't, you would be missing out on a lot. Let's pray. Thank you, Lord, for the gift of life. Thank you for the session we've had. It has been fruitful. Whatever we've shared, my Lord, may you help us grow and build, my Lord, with the same knowledge, all for the glory and honor of your name. In the mighty name of Jesus, I believe. Amen. I'll see you guys in my next session.